Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Bommer and Griffin, the show where we remind you, just like this movie, that the bat signal is not a beeper. I'm once again joined by my lovely co host Jackson, and today we are talking about Batman Forever, the third entry in the quadrilogy of Batman films. So, I think you can tell this one's not made by Tim Burton.
Yeah,
um,
there's a noticeable drop in quality.
for me, there's neon all of a sudden. There's a lot of neon going on, and
That's true, yeah.
yeah, Tim Burton, he wanted to do a third film, and I've got a couple of trivia notes on it later. How it was going to be called Batman Continues, which I don't think is a great name either. But
Yeah, it's kind of a dodgy name.
yeah, I can get into that a little bit more later. But he wanted to do it. He came in, he started pitching his ideas, and the entire boardroom was just like, yeah, we're not feeling it. We're not even responding really. And Tim Burton himself kind of read the room and went, "You don't want me to make a third Batman movie, you stingy fuckers." And so they
Had a
parted
quote.
ways. They parted ways. They considered bringing Sam Raimi on board to continue this Batman franchise, which would have been very interesting. Um, I I can't imagine what his take would have been because at this time, you got the Evil Dead movies and he's very horror centric. Uh,
Hmm.
Bringing that to this kind of gothic Batman could have been pretty cool, but
Yeah, that might have been cool.
they opted with Joel Schumacher. Now, what's interesting, at least to me, is Tim Burton. I said it in one of the earlier podcasts that both him and like Michael Keaton, they weren't a fan of the Batman comics. They didn't read them, or not much. Joel Schumacher is a Batman fan, and he lays down the references, to Nightwing and Metropolis and stuff like that. But it, ah, this movie, look, it's very easy to bash this one like Batman and Robin, um, because of the lighter tone and everything. But a lot of that is studio. It's very easy to blame Joel Schumacher for it, is my point, and he's not the man that's solely responsible. He was the guy that Warner Brothers were like, okay, you finally kind of agree with our vision, and you better do it the way we want. So it gets, they both get a lot of hate. I think this one gets too much hate. All right, I know I haven't heard any of your opinions on this just yet, but I honestly don't hate this movie, which might be
Hmm.
shocking. We might have a fight about this. But
Well, I
yeah,
I
go on.
don't hate it either. Um, I
So,
just can't find a lot I can't think of a lot to enjoy about it.
I mean, it's so quotable. I quote this movie probably more than any other Batman movie. I've realized. Um, Gosh, what are some of the lines? Just like Jim Carrey screaming, "You've sunk my battleship,"
Yeah.
or what else is there? There's so many. I do have stuff written down. I mean, I love the one. The bat signal is not a beeper.
Yeah.
We also get so many memes from this movie, like the smiling Batman on the balcony after he turns
Yeah.
down Jane.
That The smiling Batman was one of the funniest fucking things I ever saw when I found out that that wasn't an edited image.
No, no, no. It's so great having you not know these things because I've just known it forever. And yeah, you
Hmm.
got the smiling Batman, or when he bursts through the bat logo in the Batwing, which somehow changes the color back to kind of white instead of green, and he gives Commissioner Gordon the thumbs up. I I know it's supposed to be a direct continuation, but it almost feels like it's intentionally a comedy and a parody. And I say that because little things like whenever you see Jim Gordon show up to the bat signal, he's in his pajamas, like striped pajamas head to toe with just an overcoat and his fedora. How is that supposed to be taken seriously? It feels deliberate. Um
Yeah, I mean,
oh
yeah, there's a very noticeable shift in tone
man.
away from the more like darker ones.
Yeah, I always thought this was like the idea, I mean, this was like McDonald's pulling out on the toys and everything and said, no, we're not doing it, which forced Warner Brothers' hand. And they decided, yeah, it's not making any money on toys because it's, not for kids, really. I mean, it was, but parents were deciding, no, I'm not letting my kid watch that, so less stuff sold and etc. We've been over that. So they opted for, let's go more kid-friendly, let's go brighter, let's add some color to this stuff. And I thought for a long time that they were trying to harken back to the 60s and what that was, but just use the modern technology and the effects to do it. But the entire point of this franchise, I think I've said it already, was that we're not doing 60s Batman. This is not your dad's Batman. This is our Batman. And nevertheless, it gives that impression whenever I see it, especially Batman and Robin. I know you might not like this one, the noticeable downgrade in quality, but I tell you what, it gets worse. It gets much worse.
I feel like I'm probably just gonna enjoy watching Batman and Robin.
Maybe. I do find redeeming qualities with this. I do enjoy it. I'm trying to think of things I enjoy right now. The music, I do like the music, although this isn't done by Danny Elfman anymore. I still do enjoy it. What else do I enjoy? I don't know. It's got some kind of atmosphere to it that sometimes this is the Batman movie I feel like putting on. I really felt its age and its problems this time around more than I used to. I mean, I come from a very biased background with these movies because I grew up with all four of them, watching them over and over. And this just kind of feels like a soft reboot, but it is supposed to be a direct continuation just because we've got Val Kilmer. And, it's very different, as you can clearly tell when you watch it.
Who's Val Kilmer?
Batman.
That was like Tommy Lee Jones. I don't know who any of the actors are.
Tommy Lee Jones is Two-Face.
Ah.
However, his Batman would have been something special. Like, that's just supposed to be,
Oh, fuck, I know that guy.
What, Tommy Lee Jones?
Yeah, I just Googled him.
Yeah,
he's from No Country for Old Men.
Yeah, that, Men in Black. He's also a general in the first Captain America movie. He's done a lot of things. And, him landing this role is weird. It was also, almost going to be Mel Gibson who was Two-Face, which would have been, I don't know if he would have had to change much to do it, but, so, you're familiar with Tommy Lee Jones to some degree, right?
Yeah.
Now, he is very out there in this movie, and all of this, it really stems from his relationship with Jim Carrey. So, I don't know if you know anything about their relationship, but it was...
Are they gay?
No, they're the opposite of gay. Gay is love, and this is not love.
Watching it, I thought that the Riddler and Two-Face were in a gay relationship.
Oh, dude, I thought Robin had it out for Alfred, the way he was doing his laundry. Like...
That laundry scene was weird as fuck.
I know, right? Who in their right mind does all that stuff? Like, the only person watching is Alfred, so he's trying to show off and impress Alfred, and then he, like, winks and, like, clicks his, like, fucking lips as he leaves looking at Alfred. Dude, he's flirting with him. I can just know it. And, oh, God. Yeah, I think Robin's gay. I mean, he's got the earring and everything. They wanted to go for a hip, younger Robin, and this is the mid-90s, so, he's got some special things going on. This is also continuing the tradition of a really old actor supposed to be playing someone very young. Because apparently he is 15 to 18 years old.
Alfred?
No. No. No, not Alfred. No, Robin. Still. Sorry. Alfred. Yeah, bro. Alfred's supposedly 15 in this movie. He doesn't look great for his age. But yeah, supposedly Robin's supposed to be 15 to 18 in this movie, and Chris O'Donnell, the actor playing him, it was 25 when they did this.
Yeah, I was gonna guess like 24 or something.
Yeah, well,
I
you're
I
pretty
was
bang
never
on.
under the impression that you were supposed to be like a child, like usual
Yeah.
Robin.
Something else I like. I
I didn't
like
think it was.
the
That's why I find it really fucking weird that Bruce Wayne was adopting this adult.
yeah, this adult man riding a riding a motorcycle with his leather jacket.
Yeah, he doesn't make any effort to look young.
No, I don't think he looks that young. I'd buy 22 maybe, but not
Yeah.
15. Jesus Christ. So
They should have gotten like Toby Maguire or somebody.
yeah, yeah. There were a lot of people. What is the actor's name? I'm trying to think of. Where Marlon Wayans. Do you know who that is?
Sounds familiar.
He is Shorty. I think his name's Shorty in a Scary Movie. He gets like shot in the chest and like smoke's coming out, and he was that high earlier on. He's like, Cindy, hit this shit. Like, don't let it go to waste. As he's like
I
final
haven't
lines.
watched Scary Movie.
Really, there would be some fun movies to take a look at. Leslie Nielsen's in one of them, so
I do know that.
yeah, yeah. Nah, he's good. He also did the Haunted House movies. He did 50 Shades of Black. I'm trying to think of other movies that he did, but he mostly comedy centric. And yeah, he was going to be playing Riddler, and not Riddler, Robin. All these characters and their names, they're all the same. He was going to be playing Robin at one point. That was when Tim Burton was still set to direct. But, that didn't end up playing out. And now we have a 25-year-old man pretending to be 15. So...
How old would he have been at the time?
I'm not sure. I don't have that information.
Okay, yeah, he would have been 23.
Yeah. He
That's not
definitely
that much
looks
better.
young. Like, the Scary Movie came out at least 5 years after this movie, and he looks like a convincing teenager in that.
Okay.
So, back along the lines of things I enjoyed, there's a scene at the Ritz Gotham ball. I don't know if it's a ball, whatever, where like Jim Carrey's showing off how his fame and everything now, and trying to like show up Bruce. I really love how every single aspect of Jim Carrey that scene, or Edward Nygma, is mimicking Bruce Wayne. Like,
oh yeah,
he even says, "How's my mole?" and points to his face, and it's the same place as Val Kilmer's real mole. The hairstyle, when Bruce Wayne pulls out his glasses, he does the same thing, and they're the same glasses. Little things like that, I I enjoy. I never find myself bored in this movie. I am always entertained despite its zaniness. I mean, Tommy Lee Jones really sends it. And I was going to tell you why. So, I do have it here. So according to Carey, he went to Jones one day and he asked, "Hey, Tommy, how you doing? We're going to be working on this movie together and everything, and we suppose we should get to know each other." And Tommy Lee Jones turned around instantly and he hugged Carey and said, "I hate you. I really don't like you. I can't sanction your buffoonery."
What?
That's a quote.
I can't sanction your buffoonery?
Tommy Lee Jones is getting on, man. He's getting older. I can't sanction your buffoonery. Reportedly, that's what Carey said. And Tommy Lee Jones, he just hated him. He hated everything he stood for. His humor, all of it. And the reason Jim Carrey is here is because the year prior, you had both Ace Ventura come out and The Mask. So Carrey was a huge hot property at the time, and it just seemed right. And Robin Williams was gonna be Riddler, but once again got stiffed, just like the Joker thing. He got stiffed twice by Batman.
Surprised he didn't become the Joker or the Riddler in real life.
Yeah, yeah. He was definitely on his way. So they hated each other, right? And now Jim Carrey's zany and out there and very physical acting the way he does the things he does. Don't know what the word is to describe the energy he brings to every movie. But Tommy Lee Jones basically just wanted to one-up him. So he just went as nuts as he could, basically. I mean, that's to my knowledge, and I mean, you've watched the movie and it very much looks like he's just trying to overact Jim Carrey, and that is an impossible feat. Not sure if he succeeded, but apparently it made it a living hell for Joel Schumacher to try and direct both of them when they hated each other. So reportedly, it was very easy when the two villains were antagonizing each other to like get up in each other's faces. But yeah, they notoriously did not like each other.
Why
what
doesn't
else?
Jim Carrey not like Tommy Lee Jones? Was it because
Well-
Jones didn't like him?
Well, I don't think Jim Carrey really like it. I don't think he hated him. It was more he came up, he was friendly. Tommy Lee Jones said, "I hate you," and he was like, "Okay, shit," and it just made it the most like uncomfortable filming experience ever.
Yeah.
You know, they never worked together again for obvious reasons. Apparently, Val Kilmer was a pain in the ass for Joel Schumacher.
How so?
Because Val Kilmer, he said yes to playing Batman before he ever read the script.
Okay.
Michael Keaton turned it down because he said, and I have it here. Where is it? He said in quotes, "To lighten up and brighten it up and to be a cartoon was of no interest to me." So that was one main reason that he turned down portraying.
I can respect that.
Yeah, coming back to Batman. That and that Tim Burton was basically out. They were kicking him out. And he's like, "Nah, I'm going down with my man. If he's not doing it, I'm not doing it." Which I wholly respect. Something very interesting, though, that Leonardo DiCaprio was going to be Robin at one point. Oh, yeah. And that would have been interesting. But he also turned it down because of Schumacher's direction and what they were going to do with it. Would have been very interesting, though.
What you were going to say, Leonardo DiCaprio is Bruce Wayne?
No, I don't think he's ever been up for playing Bruce Wayne before. Not to my knowledge. I mean, these Batman movies have just the longest lines of this person could have been cast and this person could have been cast. I can never include them all. It just goes on and on and on. I feel like I'm diving into trivia. I might as well just keep going at this point. So in the first Batman, District Attorney Harvey Dent was played by Billy D. Williams. Finally got Lando Calrissian's name. All right.
Yeah.
And he accepted the role with the knowledge and expectation back then that he would eventually become Two-Face. And what happened was that clause in his contract basically reserved the role for him in any sequels. And Joel Schumacher did not like the idea of him playing Two-Face that much that he organized it with Warner Brothers to buy out his contract so that he could have Tommy Lee Jones instead.
Why does he not want...
I don't know. I mean, he's an old white man. Maybe, just maybe, he was a little
I mean, you probably shouldn't draw that card.
I shouldn't, but he also got rid of, Marlon as Robin in favor of someone else. There was I'm sorry, I'm not making that comparison. Joel Schumacher has passed away. He's not even here anymore.
Right.
It's true. I'm telling you. We could go to his grave. I'll point it out.
No, that's not the part I'm doubting.
Right. Sure, he's dead, Blake. Right. Like I buy that. Rest in peace, Joel. I mean, yeah, a lot of this, it wasn't originally his intention. Joel Schumacher wanted to make a much darker and more serious film that would explore Bruce Wayne's growing fear that his crusade to be Batman had done more harm than actual good. And, it was going to be about him suffering from just burnouts. But the executives at Warner Brothers had insisted on a lighter tone. This movie's really chopped to pieces. There was a 3-hour cut at one point. There was this entire opening sequence where Two-Face would escape from Arkham Asylum at the start, and the first time that Batman sees the bat signal when Bruce Wayne's talking to Edward Nygma at Wayne Manor, when he sees that bat signal, that's not to go and see Chase Meridian. That's actually to go and stop Two-Face at the start of the film. It's really hacked up and moved all around. So, now that I'm on the topic, Chase Meridian, alright? Women in this franchise, they just, what's the word? Do you know the word for this?
They,
It's really weird for me to say that out of, Selena Kyle, Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman, Chase Meridian, and Uma Thurman's Poison Ivy, that Catwoman in that latex black suit is the least sexualized woman out of the three.
Yeah, no, Chase Meridian has quite the hots for Batman.
Yeah, Nicole Kidman, she's just black rubber. She's just horny for Batman. That's it.
She actually references Catwoman.
She does. That once again, they tried to cement this as a continuation rather than a reboot. And the fourth one again is supposed to be canon, making more references again. But it's so far off the beaten path by the time you get to the fourth one. I think Val Kilmer does a pretty solid job impersonating Michael Keaton's Batman. There's a lot of lines and mannerisms for me, at least this last rewatch, that stood out.
Batmobile looks completely different.
Batmobile is completely different. So this one has a lot of neon lights in it, and
with the big shiny wheels.
It proceeds to get worse from here. The one in the next movie has a disco ball in the front.
What?
Yeah. It's this big ball of lights that are spinning around, but we'll get to that one.
Surely you're exaggerating.
Nah. So
all right. Then.
Oh, mate, you know the movie, but you don't know what you're in for, man. You're in for the funnest and worst time of your life.
I feel like I have to grab the popcorn for that one.
Oh, yes, for sure. So I was just talking about Billy D. Williams and his Two-Face role. How he was recast. However, it has a happy ending because he got to voice Two-Face in the Lego Batman movie in 2017, which, it's nice that there's some closure on that story. And ever since, there's been fan drawings.
I actually haven't
edits.
seen that movie.
That is one of the best Batman movies I have ever seen. I wouldn't be underselling it to say that it's a masterpiece.
The Lego Batman
The
movie.
Lego Batman movie, yeah.
Right.
Complete shock and awe. I'm not joking, dude. Suicide Squad, the first one came out the year prior, and they were bullying the hell out of that movie in their own movie. All of
Maybe
these.
I should watch it then.
We definitely should give it a go. All of these 4 Batman movies and the Dark Knight movies are all canon to the Lego Batman movie. So, Joker's like, oh, I'll get him with this parade. Yeah, you've done that already. Well, what about this thing with 2 boats? Nah, you've done that too. And they really, they don't hide the fact that Batman and Joker have a loving relationship. The way their dynamic is, you can't live without me and I can't live without you, and it's this endless cycle. But I'm getting too far into it. The Lego Batman movie for sure would have to check out one day.
Yeah, alright.
So, one of the ideas in this film was that Jim Carrey would have a question mark shaved into his scalp. Not
What?
sure why. I can't remember. There's some sources that say it was Jim Carrey's idea. Others were that it was Joel Schumacher's. But ultimately, it had to be scratched as Jim Carrey was due for court and
What?
for finalizing his divorce at the time.
Uh,
Not a good thing, but imagine if he showed up in court with a question mark shaved into his head. Kinda
question
funny.
being how much he has to pay his ex-wife.
Yeah, not taking it seriously. Yeah, so I don't know.
He should have just shown up in the whole Riddler suit. The,
Yeah,
like, sparkly
which
one.
one, man? Which one? The
Spark.
glowing jacket that lights up? It keeps me safe while I'm jogging at night.
What? What? Is that a joke?
Yeah, that's in the
I
movie.
No, I know, but it's like, is that line supposed to be a joke?
I don't
What is
know,
it?
but I'm just thoroughly entertained when I watch this movie. I really don't hate it. I actually
Yeah, no,
enjoy
I-
it. The
I
whole
didn't hate
battleship
it.
game, like, it's great.
Jim Carrey's performance was certainly something.
He's basically just playing the Joker. That's what
Yeah,
he's doing.
I
No-
was thinking that when I was watching it.
yeah,
That,
no,
like, he really seems more like a Joker type than... I mean, he does the whole riddles.
he would have
thing.
made a pretty good Joker, provided the timing with these franchises was right. He carries just that much energy.
I mean, Jack Nicholson was probably the best one.
Yeah, well,
so-
Jack, he was able to carry the sinisterness behind that villain, like the actual fear and scariness of this guy.
True.
From the
If they had a lighter-hearted Batman one, then Jim Carrey might have been a better one.
So, yeah, I said Robin Williams. He was going to be Riddler, but replaced. Now the story chops
Why
and
did
changes.
he get replaced again?
Well, Tim Burton was gonna give Robin Williams the role of Riddler as almost like an apology after he was promised to play Joker. They were like, "Hey, we'll give you this, as a consolation for everything that happened." But then Tim Burton was dropped, and then Joel Schumacher took it a different direction, and Robin Williams was screwed out of Batman twice. He hasn't had a good relationship with them. Another lovely man that has passed away, unfortunately. Man, we are getting old. Time is passing. The
True.
Batmobile, for the most part, was driven by stunt drivers. However, Chris O'Donnell, the guy playing Robin, insisted on driving it himself for the joyride scene. And of course, he crashed it into a curb and dented a fender.
They should have just kept that in.
Yeah. Yeah, they really should have, honestly. Show the experience of not knowing what you're doing. This also is the first Batman film to have the Arkham Asylum prison or, asylum featured in a Batman movie. It since has been in many more, but this was the first one. And I love that creepy building. I need to see it in more movies. We didn't get it in the Dark Knight trilogy. We got like Blackgate. I suppose it's because Arkham's so stylized in its architecture. It's very gothic and old and creepy. Everything that like a horror movie asylum should look like.
Does in the Batman, is that
Yes.
Arkham Asylum at the end? Or, like, is it supposed to be?
I think it is Arkham Asylum.
Okay.
Yeah, I will have to check that. It's either Arkham Asylum, Blackgate Prison, or one other prison that I can't remember the name of.
So, yeah, I wanted to bring up,
Yeah.
I don't like that they changed his last name to Edward Nashton in the Batman.
Yeah, from Edward Nigma. He was gonna have a different name originally in this
one.
movie. I can't remember what the name was.
Mr. E.
Mr. E. Mystery Edward Nigma. Um, but yeah, he did have another name. I'm not sure which name it was exactly. It was much longer. I think the last name started with Heck, so they were gonna call it Heck Tech instead of Nigma Tech for a lot of the Riddler things that happened. Anyway, um, yeah, there were in other news, in other things that happened in this, more than 100 Batman and Robin costumes were created for underwater scenes involving fire, extreme fighting. There is a lot more action in this movie, I've realized. You realize just how little Batman really does in the other ones. I do like the addition of all the gadgets in this. I like the special cape that stops him from being burned alive. I think that's pretty nifty. Yeah. However, like he comes out of the fire and you've got the most baked looking Batman I've ever seen. Like his eyes are staring as if he's just smoked the fattest joint in the world, and his lips hanging out, and he's like sweating and not even looking at the camera where he's supposed to be. He looks just done. Like, yeah, he survived the heat, but at what cost? He's done. He was in a black rubber suit. He's overheating.
Drops dead from heat stroke.
Yeah,
anyway.
he just doesn't make it, man. That's it. I hate how like after that scene, like Robin saves him and Batman's like, "What were you doing? You were like way out of left field." It's like all he did was save you. He wasn't throwing himself into traffic to fight bad guys. Like in that instance, Batman was wrong, way wrong. So yeah, the suits in this were supposed to be designed after like Greek I don't know, it's very Greek inspiration, the way that the bodies are overly masculine and stuff.
Like Michelangelo's David?
Yeah, things like that.
It didn't have the micro penis, though.
It did not have the micro penis. However, the start of the nips have begun. Joel Schumacher, he was a little hesitant. He didn't want to show how passionate he is about men just yet. So he just put a little bit of nip in there.
Does he direct the next one?
He does direct the next one.
Does he take it in a darker direction like he planned?
I don't know if darker is the right word. I mean, if you, I don't know, man. I don't know. Everything you just seen. Imagine that on like ×4 after it's just done a line of coke. He doesn't have the little round circular things on the chest for the nipples. They're like full 3-layered nipples kind of thing.
I've seen a picture of the bat nipples.
Yeah, you don't just have a woman that's kind of flirty and just sexualized. Poison Ivy's, she's a porn star.
Is Uma Thurman a porn star?
No, the character of Poison Ivy.
I didn't think so.
No, she's not a porn star.
I know she's in Pulp Fiction. I don't think I've seen her in much else.
She's the lead in both Kill Bill films, which are really. Oh my god, mate, they are fantastic. I would love to talk about the Kill Bill movies. Like
maybe I should watch them, and that should be the Quentin Tarantino film we cover at some point.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's really like one 5-hour movie just split into 2 parts. You can like watch it, like the scenes link up kind of thing. And when that first movie ends, you are baited to watch that second one very much. So we can do them, but we'd have to do them 1 week after another. There's no like, I don't want to wait any longer. That first one, towards the end, there's a sequence. I'm not going to say anything about it. That is some of the best stuff I've ever seen in any movie. It's just amazing.
I know of, there's like, I think it's called like the Crazy 88 or something.
Yeah. That's pretty bang on with what I'm talking about.
Hey, maybe I'll go watch Kill Bill after this.
No, you should definitely save it. Definitely save it.
Because it's something I've wanted to watch for a while. I've just never gotten around to it.
We will definitely get to it. After Batman and Robin, we got to finish what we started. We will not be deterred. We will not give up. We will do it. And then the Kill Bill movies and Evil Dead, I reckon. So, Bruce Timm is the guy responsible for Batman the Animated Series, which started after Batman Returns and created what is basically the definitive Batman, at least for me. I mean, you have Mark Hamill voicing the Joker, which is just iconic. Kevin Conroy's Batman. Anyway, they reinvented everything in terms of villains. They created Harley Quinn. She wasn't a comic book character. She was created just for the show. And
Really?
yeah, Bruce Timm and Paul Dini, these guys, that animated series is unbelievably good. It is insanely good. There is a bunch of episodes I'd love to check out sometime. But their portrayal of Two-Face was basically used as a blueprint for this movie because of how good it was. But, you know, in this movie, you don't really even get the backstory. You get like a small TV snippet kind of thing. But the animated series, I mean, they have a two-parter on Two-Face and how he becomes Two-Face. And it's brilliant. It's really good.
Two-parter.
It's a yeah. Got him. Got him good. Even like Sugar and Spice, which is the two girls that accompany Two-Face. I love his lair, by the way. Like, it's really, really on the nose, split down the middle directly.
Yeah.
The two girls that accompany him, they were almost an answer to Harley Quinn and the popularity she gained since she had appeared in, you know, the animated series.
And obviously the Riddler gets no bitches.
The Riddler, never gets bitches. He doesn't need bitches. He's gay.
Well, I mean,
for
even
Tommy
at the
Lee
end,
Jones.
well, not at the end, but when he's at the party, his fucking girlfriend or whoever that is, I forgot, is just constantly talking about Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. I think Joel Schumacher was gay. You know, I don't mean to be one to make assumptions. I'm just having fun and mucking around. I don't mean anything, guys. Don't take me serious. But you know, he really wanted like prominent nipples in the Batsuit, and like loves close-up shots of their butts in rubber.
I noticed that part.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Oh mate,
What were those shots supposed to represent?
Suiting up, I suppose. A lot of crotch shots and butt shots. You're gonna love this next Batman movie. I can tell you're gonna enjoy it because you're gonna watch it the way it's not intended to be watched. I can't believe it was supposed to be taken seriously. This one I can, but literally the first shot is suiting up like that, but like more with more zooms. So you're in for a fun ride. But yes, Bruce Timm, the guy that made Batman the Animated Series, he said in an interview he did not enjoy Joel Schumacher's Batman films at all. So he's another one that's like, nah. Tim Burton always said that he hated titles like Batman Forever. He says, that sounds like a tattoo that someone would get when they're on drugs or something. Or something some kid would write in the yearbook to someone else.
Wasn't his idea like, what did you say earlier?
Batman Continues.
I
know, it's not much better, is it?
That was Tim Burton's idea? Batman Continues?
Yeah. The themes he was gonna carry make sense with what the title is gonna be, but yeah, it doesn't really have a good ring to it, does it? Batman Continues.
As a title, that's really,
yeah. So, it was Joel Schumacher's decision to put nipples and enlarged cod pieces on the Batman costumes, as well as the earring on Robin, which caused controversy. It even bothered... Yeah, people were like, why are you putting nipples on and earrings, and what is going on?
Was this like a big controversy?
Not a huge one, I don't think.
No.
I mean, as someone that's lived in the space of these movies, I haven't really heard much. Although it did come out 5 years before I was born, so I didn't have that context either. It even bothered Bob Kane, the man who created Batman. He's like, why are you putting nipples on my man? Why is Robin got an earring? This is not normal. So yeah, there was a 3-hour cut that was going to be much darker, exploring Bruce Wayne's psyche and his guilt. There's a lovely man on YouTube named High Top Films that I'd like to shout out. He made a 45 minute video essay on what this movie could have been and was supposed to be. It's a really great time, and it made enough of a movement that even like Ice Cube has tweeted and asked for a director's cut of the film to be released on HBO Max.
I'll check that in my watch later then.
Yeah, High Top's.
I've heard of him.
I love a lot of his stuff, but it's not for everyone. Can be a bit. What's the word? It's like how Sam Raimi's movies can be campy. His videos can be a little campy with the message, but I don't find it campy. I find it more heartwarming and like it's like, yeah, get him. I enjoy it. It's not for everyone, but I really like them. He puts a lot more emotion into them and more explanation behind the feeling rather than looking at a film from a very technical aspect. But I very much enjoy them, and yeah, he even got Ice Cube tweeting about release the Schumacher cut. He'd also tweeted like people want more Val Kilmer and other funny things like that. This was also the first time Two-Face had ever been adapted in live action. He never was in the 60s Batman TV show, so this was it. It's also the first movie to yeah.
Is the animated series where he has like the black and white suit that he has in the Lego game?
Yes, and his face that's burnt is blue in the animated series, where in the games I think it's purple.
Like grey.
Yeah, something like that. And then also in the games how it's like half white, half black hair. That's also taken from the animated series, yeah.
You know, because I remember you saying that like the Lego games took a lot of inspiration from the movies, but I guess you meant like the Tim Burton.
Yeah, the Tim Burton ones, just specifically with the themes, all the music, a lot of the style with that darker look to everything. I mean, because all we had prior was the 60s Batman. It definitely took inspiration. And then anytime you'd get to the very end of the game and you'd have to fight Joker, it was always in like a clock tower or something way up high. They were very inspired.
Towers are just always the coolest places to fight people.
Always. It's gotta be in a physically high place, otherwise it's just not cool.
Yeah, no, I know you haven't played any of the Yakuza games, but it's kind of a meme that almost all of them end with a shirtless battle on top of the same tower in the middle of the city.
That's amazing. I have to check them out.
Yeah, no, they are awesome games.
This is the first Batman movie to refer to Batman as the Dark Knight.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
Do they call him that in like the anime or anything? Or not the anime, the animation?
I don't know. I know at the very start of the animated series, Kevin Conroy gives the best reading of I'm Batman I've ever heard, where he says, I am vengeance, I am the night, I am Batman, but I don't think it's, directly the Dark Knight. I don't think it was, but this was the first movie to do it, so I've got that down.
Okay.
This was also the first time Jim Carrey was in a movie that was the highest grossing film of the year. Yes, this movie made money, but its follow-up did not make enough money. But there was so many concepts. There was after the Batmobile rides up the wall to escape from Two-Face, there was going to be a car chase on top of rooftops.
Huh.
Which I wish I could have seen, but due to time and money constraints...
Who would have been chasing him?
I don't know. But the idea was scrapped, and instead was used in the next film, Batman and Robin.
It must be the best one.
It's got, it's a fucking rooftop chasing, alright? Oh god, dude, you're in for a special treat.
I really cannot wait. It sounds awesome.
Joel Schumacher, as I said, was a huge Batman fan, and he stated that for his vision of the character, he didn't want Batman to be a murderer because that he thought that he should be above that. Now, why'd you make him go and kill Two-Face then? Answer me that, all right?
He didn't.
He definitely killed Two-Face. That's murder. What about that chase where he goes up the building and leaves all the cars down there? They'll explode and light on fire, all right?
He knew Two-Face's car was at the back, and he would be fine.
but he's goons. They are people too. All right.
It's kind of weird how many like criminals are on board with the plans of some of these villains.
Yeah.
It's like, why were so many goons backing the Joker? He seemed really off the fucking rails. It's like, yeah, I'm not sure about this guy as a leader.
Yeah, what was his name? Bob? Gun.
Yeah.
And then just shoots him. He was his best man. Yeah, working for the Joker.
Yeah, Bob got it rough in that movie.
He did.
Poor bastard.
He's great though. Anytime he asks him for something, he's like, "Yes, boss," and throws on the black sunnies.
Bob is an absolute man.
Oh, he is. He is my number one guy.
He was the last guy the Joker should have stopped.
That's right. So some more funny things. Michael Jackson, he lobbied to play the Riddler, but was turned down. I love that. Matthew Broderick, he expressed interest in the role, but Joel Schumacher wanted Jim Carrey. For the Riddler. Can you imagine Michael Jackson? Hey, who has bats on the mind? I'm sorry for the atrocious impression. Everyone we keep talking about's passed away. This is a very downer fucking podcast.
Yeah, is there anybody involved in this movie who hasn't died?
No, don't think so. Everyone has definitely passed away.
Actually, Jim Carrey's not dead. Never mind.
He's gone. He died. They're all gone. So, Schumacher ultimately decided on Jim Carrey, and Warner Bros. I think they really pushed it because of the success of Ace Ventura and The Mask. So that is a thing. Now, one thing that I think is even funnier than Michael Jackson lobbying to play the Riddler is Mark Wahlberg. He wanted to be Robin, or at least was considered. Now, I thought that's kind of funny, but then I really thought about it, and I started playing all of Robin's dialogue in my head with Mark Wahlberg. Hey, what you doing over there, Batman? You want to go stop the Riddler or something? It gets really funny the more you think about it. In the full attire, just I'm gonna kill Harvey Dent. He murdered my family, my circus family.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm in my own world.
Often circus comes up in these movies.
Yeah, there's always a circus of some sort. And yeah, we get the introduction to Robin, which finally, got off the ground. Both the first and second movie were gonna have Robin and was cut for reasons. Just there's too many characters, too many things going on. And Tim Burton ultimately decided that he just wouldn't fit this gothic kind of Batman universe he made. When the only context you have is the 60s Batman, you take just the knowledge of that Robin and go, yeah, how are you going to make that work with what we've built? So, I understand Tim Burton not opting for it. The actors that carry on from this movie now are Chris O'Donnell. He remains as Robin. He's there for the next movie. Commissioner Gordon and Alfred are also back. I think I said that in the first podcast. Those are the only two actors that remain consistent throughout all four movies.
Yeah, and I know Alfred does.
Yeah, Alfred by the time you get to Batman and Robin, you can tell he's done. He's over it. All right. He's in terms of age, he's really getting on, and he's like, you know what? I'm fourth Batman movie. I've had enough, and I love it. He keeps throwing it like
Kane is a really good Alfred in the Dark Knight movies.
he is good. I really do like the Alfred in these movies as well. He really fits the older butler.
What's that actor's name?
Crap. Sorry, I don't have it here.
Googling it now.
Yeah, just find out for me real quick. Thanks.
Oh, I saw in my notifications that my favorite YouTuber, Blake Bommer, has uploaded a movie review.
Oh, I'm just that good, man. I'm multitasking so much. I'm trying to keep on top of everything, man. Nah, that was a video that would be scheduled. 8 p.m. seems to be the time to just keep doing it.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I think it's Michael Go.
Yeah, Michael Go.
Yeah.
Also.
Another beautiful man that's passed away, sadly.
Apparently he's in more than 150 movies, but he was in Dracula.
Oh, damn. I didn't know that. I've only known him for these movies because, you know, young kid Batman movies. I just watched them over and over. Didn't open my eyes to the fact that there are other movies that can also be good, other than Batman and Robin.
Bride.
Corpse Bride, yep. Didn't know he was in it.
Evil 4.
There's a lot of Resident Evil movies, aren't there?
No, that's the game.
Oh, right. Oh yeah, I'm getting so confused.
No, wait, never mind. Wait, is it the game or the film? Okay, it's the film. Yeah, Resident Evil 4.
Yeah,
film.
The Resident Evil franchise, it gets complicated. It gets very confusing very
All
quickly.
the images are from the game, but it says it's a film.
I'm not sure, but I've only ever known him for this. I love that Commissioner Gordon's always back, the same guy.
Oh no, okay, it's an animated film, and it looks like the game.
Okay.
So it's a CGI movie. That's probably fucking trash.
Way to complicate it. God damn, guys.
All the screenshots just look like they're Resident Evil 4 gameplay.
Not best movie. My favorite movie. There's another movie I'd love to throw in here for these podcasts sometime. I'm just going to write this down real quick.
Write down Kill Bill. Make sure that's down.
Yeah. Kill Bill. Sorry, guys. This podcast has just completely stopped because we're like talking about making other podcasts than not doing the one that we're doing right now.
How long have we been going for time? About an hour now?
53 minutes. So, other things that happen in this movie. What else? There's some crazy stuff. I do like how the movie's a little ADHD. It doesn't really give you any time to breathe. It just kind of keeps going. Because, you know...
Yeah, like 5 minutes in, Batman is just in a vault filled with acid.
I think my favorite line is that guy that's stuck in the vault with him. It's
that guy in
acid.
Yeah, that guy in the vault is the best character in the film.
He just keeps yelling out and acknowledging things that are happening. I don't know how he knows it's boiling acid.
The way Batman saves him is ridiculous.
Yeah, he rips out his earpiece. I'm borrowing this.
No, the way he swings the vault down exactly where it's supposed to be.
He has a lot of trust in the construction workers that place that plasterboard. All right.
And also the fact that the guy held on the whole time.
Yeah.
He was fine.
There's a lot of crazy things like that. I remember in that opening sequence, they end up crashing it into the Statue of Liberty, which means this is definitely New York.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to mention. It's just there's the Statue of Liberty, but it just says Gotham on it.
I know. I can't believe they fly the helicopter through like an eye or something first, and it doesn't get destroyed. Like, I don't understand that at all. I
thought the Statue of Liberty is like solid metal.
What's it made out
It's
of?
like actually no,
Copper.
it's like
I think it's copper.
Yeah,
Made by the French and given to us as a present. Well, not us.
us.
Yeah, what am I
Yeah,
talking about?
the us.
Mentally, I'm an American man.
Yeah.
I want to go to America.
You know, you just meant the us, as in the US.
Yep. Moved to the us. Yeah, US. That takes longer to say. It's the us. Um. There's a lot of CG shots. Actually, you know what I wanted to talk about? All right, Batman Returns. He has a slide to the Batcave. All right, it's pretty cool. This Batman has a tunnel from his office in Wayne Enterprises all the way to the Batcave. Now that is a
fucking
long tunnel. This is a rich
fucking Wallace and Gromit chair.
yeah. I tell you what, this is a rich Bruce Wayne to be able to get that built without anyone knowing. All right.
What floor is his office on?
The top, I would assume. And I love that the activation word is chair. Like, that's a horrible word. Oh, Bruce, that's a pretty cool chair you've got. Oops, see ya. Down he goes.
No, like some intern is
Yeah.
like, he goes in while Bruce isn't there. He's like, fuck, all right, I'm going to try this chair out.
Yeah.
He gets in, he says to himself, wow, this is a really comfy chair.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a horrible word. He just says chair and then slips down that tunnel, man. Anyway, what else is there? We have the inclusion of both the Batmobile, Batwing, and Batboat all in one. The Batboat's pretty sick. I do like it. The flames shooting out of it constantly, even when it's in water. The Batwing becomes a submarine in this. Riddler somehow, just through mere minutes, has an island made of metal with a huge, like, piston that can raise the entire island off the water. And at this point, you have to chime out of reality.
Isn't he like as rich as Bruce Wayne at this point because he has like the successful box business?
Yes, he does. But to get something like that built,
I can't imagine anybody like buying into that.
Yeah, that feels like late night TV ads for sure. You just know the narrator from Fight Club was flicking through channels and like, there's Jim Carrey like, hey, buy my brainwaves.
And I also thought it was pretty dumb how Bruce Wayne just gets into the mind control machine.
Yeah. I mean, he did keep what the source of power was and didn't know that, there'd be another one. I love that Jim... Like, I know Jim Carrey's over the top, but I don't hate it. I enjoy the zaniness of it and how it almost harkens back to the 60s as its own thing. He's dancing with Chase, but he's not acknowledging her. He keeps flicking his head and looking over at the machine just to make sure it's working, doing its thing. Yeah, I don't know how Riddler knows about Robin being Batman's sidekick, since up until he's in that glass cylinder, he's never seen Robin before.
I mean, you might have heard of him from like the henchmen and stuff.
I mean, he lifted Batman out of a pit of like rubble once, and that's it.
Nobody else has ever done that. I mean, apparently it's public knowledge that he had a thing with Catwoman.
Yeah, I don't know how Chase knows that either. Because that relationship, the only person that ever knew about that was Alfred. That's it. We got
Alfred, the fucking blabbermouth.
Alfred out here telling, hey, Alfred on his MySpace page, or like, yo, we got another one in the Bat family. What up? This is Robin. He's our new sidekick to be. Riddler's just there blogging and like. Was MySpace a thing in '95? I don't think so.
It might have been.
I was trying to think of like some social media platform.
AOL was.
AOL.
America Online.
Alfred out there on AOL right now, fucking, telling people about what's really going on. Oops, Selena has left Bruce. Crying emoji.
Oh wow, MySpace came out in 2003. That's way later than I thought.
Yeah. I wasn't sure about any of that. I was trying to think of the oldest social media thing I could think of. No. Yeah, Alfred just be doing that. He's the things he does in the next movie. I really want to talk about this. Just the shocking things that happen in the next movie. I'm really gonna need to take some rigorous notes because it's something else.
Well, that can all wait for next time.
That can all wait for next time. Is there anything else we need to talk about this movie? Because I'm sure there's things that happen. Two-Face is always very themed, no matter what. Everything's half and half, like down to his pistols and extravagant outfits. I can't remember if at the circus when he steals the spotlight, like becoming the new announcer, if he actually has a circus jacket that's also tailored and split down the middle as a circus announcer. He's dedicated. I will give him that. He is dedicated. Riddler's outfits, my god, they are insane. Like the white one at the end with the question marks and the question mark right around his head or his eye. And Jim Carrey's hair goes from normal to bright orange very quickly. And
his fucking circus outfit. I just googled a picture of it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
He has like one side is normal and the other half has like bullets and skulls hanging off of it.
That's what I'm saying, dude. He's secretly a designer at heart. Like he spends his time with what's his girls' names again? It's Spice and Sugar and Spice, But then after that, he just goes to his room and he's just like ironing out these outfits and like stitching them together. He really is a madman, but dedicated to his craft.
He's really just like, this is my thing.
Yeah. This is my thing. Sugar and Spice, F off. I'm busy. I'm ironing my circus outfit for tomorrow. Okay? Just like to imagine he really unwinds, Still has two smokes in either side of his mouth that match his personality, but he's, he's smoking it. Smoking it away. Yeah, the outfits are just so extravagant. I can't believe they were able to squeeze in Robin's original outfit somehow. They very much took the Robin thing as a blueprint from the animated series as well. It's pretty close to the comics. The animated series does it best. It really does. Like, it is able to show that level of...
What do you think Two-Face's dick looks like?
Jesus Christ. If there was ever a time to say that we were in too deep and we've talked too far, it's now. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's either one way or the other, isn't it? It can't be down the middle too. That's not fair. Come on. It either works or it doesn't work. There's no half
if it was
works.
half submerged in acid, it probably doesn't work very well. Well, because one of his balls is fried off.
Jesus. No, because why are we talking about this? No, in this, he's in court and has like acid thrown in his face, and then holds up papers, and it burns half of his face. So really, it's only half of his face in this.
Okay, so it's not halfway down his whole body.
Yeah. And
okay, so his dick would be fine.
He should be fine, but we're thinking a little too literally. Like, exactly half of his body was burnt. Now, does it work or not?
I mean, that's the question about Harvey Dent in Dark Knight, then.
I think it's only the top half of his body. Or only down to his shoulder, at least. It's not... Because you see him in his same suit that's burnt later on when he's at, like, the bar and shoots the unlucky fellow. Yeah.
He doesn't have the drip that this Riddler has.
You mean Two-Face?
Oh, yeah, Two-Face.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. He doesn't carry that class about him. Very poor choice on the Dark Knight's part and Christopher Nolan.
Yes.
You know,
He should have just gone off screen and gotten the most ridiculous
he should have.
fucking.
He definitely should have. And Jim Carrey's Riddler also should have reprised his role. 0 out of 10. The Dark Knight, not a good Batman movie. Can you imagine if someone like Jim Carrey's Riddler just appeared in that movie? Like, I'm thinking of if Coleman Reese isn't dead, I'm going to blow up a hospital. And you know, the people that are like shooting through the glass trying to kill him, like the mobs outside. He's just there in his green spandex, just hanging out.
No, I was just imagining the scene where Christian Bale is analyzing the Joker's face in that, like, I forget what that room is. It's like under Wayne Enterprises. It's like a
that's in. It's like an abandoned shipyard, and it's underneath one of the crates.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like a second Batcave until Wayne Manor's rebuilt. But I know what you mean. His face is being analyzed like the Joker's. Bruce Wayne's just staring like with that stoic fucking badass look. And then, you know, I see what I have to become now to stop men like him. Alfred, how did you do it? We burned the forest down. Fucking tangerines. Oh, I'm getting too deep, man. We'll have to talk about the Dark Knight movies at some point as well. I think after these 4, I'll need a break from Batman again. But
yeah,
goddamn it, if it's not amazing. So overall, your thoughts on this? Would you ever watch it again?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't hate it. I really don't. I enjoy my time with it. I take it on the nose for what it is, and I've watched it that many times growing up. I mean, even as a kid, I knew something's wrong. This isn't as like the first 2 movies. Something is up. Something is very different about this, but I still enjoyed it. And every now and then, I just kind of feel like watching this kind of Batman movie. The kind of atmosphere and the music, everything is much grander, and you know, even like those CG shots outside of Wayne Enterprises and the cityscapes. It's just a different kind of feel. And sometimes I feel like watching this one. So, if anyone out there is concerned...
You ever feel like watching Batman and Robin?
I sure know I don't feel like doing it today, tomorrow, or next fortnight.
That's perfect.
You know, it's... Batman and Robin... I used to, like everyone else, just hate the movie. You know, because when it was being sold to everyone, it wasn't just, here's the 4th Batman movie. It was, hey, we are trying to make money and sell you stuff so ham-fisted down your throat that it changed not just that franchise, but the entire film industry. Every movie that came out that year alongside it, it was the last straw, really. So it's quite an important movie in terms of, you know, marketing and product placement. And, you know, I wouldn't even say it's product placement. They were like, we gotta have Batman in as many vehicles as possible, and Robin in as many vehicles as possible, and have them in as many different outfits as possible, so we can sell more toys. You'll watch it and you'll see just how much of a toy commercial it is. And I used to hate it, but I guess now I just laugh at it, you know? Gotta let go of the hate sometimes.
I've just been looking up information on the movie, just like still right now.
Yeah.
And I just found out that Ed Begley Jr. is in it, who plays Cliff Main, and also that guy from Ghostbusters 2016.
Well, he just keeps appearing, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I saw him in Better Call Saul again and went, hey, there you are.
Where are you up to now? Just without actually saying.
I'll just finish my thoughts on Batman Forever because this Better Call Saul stuff is spoilery, and
we won't talk about that on the podcast then.
Yeah, we'll talk about that shortly after. But yes, I do enjoy this movie, and I do find myself wanting to come back to it sometimes. You know, sometimes Batman Returns just has penguins spewing too much green blood for me. It's, you know,
yeah.
I definitely prefer the first 2 over it, but I don't think it's that bad. Batman and Robin, however, at least I can laugh at it now. You know, I just try not to take it seriously. I just go, yeah, this is ridiculous and stupid. Let's just laugh at all the crazy lines and ideas. And hopefully I have somewhat of an enjoyable experience in the next fortnight. I'm going to really try to enjoy this movie. But in the meantime, we will catch you guys talking a different movie next week, that I'm really excited to revisit. It's a movie I absolutely love, but we'll keep that a secret. And
okay, so we are supposed to keep it a secret.
We'll keep it a secret. I don't know. We might have already spoiled it last week, but we'll.
I mean, shouldn't you know? You edited the podcast.
I did a little bit. There wasn't too many, thankfully. This one I'll have to edit a bit more, but you know, we'll keep it shorter. But that's my thoughts on Batman Forever. You maybe like this movie?
Yeah, I thought it was alright.
It was alright. Yeah,
like 6, maybe.
Yeah,
the highest.
I'll sit around
anywhere between a 6 and a 4.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of riding around a 6 because for me, I don't know. It's not good, obviously. It's a huge step down, but I'm not bored. I am entertained the whole time. And I do get a laugh out of seeing Batman smile and all those little things. So, yeah, I do enjoy my time.
We're going to talk about, like, objective film quality. Maybe
it
drops down a bit.
Maybe another notch down. You're not going to, write a beautiful essay at school about this and its ideas. You've sunk my battleship. And all the deep meaning behind that. You might have, out of what the movie was going to be, again, check out that High Top Films video.
I already put it on my watch later.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was interesting to see what it could have been.
So is there like a lot of information on alternate versions other than what we've talked about briefly?
I just know that it was going to be darker originally. There was a huge long cut of this film that just continued to get cut down and switched around chronologically what parts happen. Like the scene where you're not supposed to use the bat signal as a beeper. That happens very early on, but that was supposed to happen after the car chase where Batman's Batmobile goes up the side of the building and was moved right to the front. So it's very chopped up. And High Top just talks about, what it was gonna be, the things that Schumacher did shoot that we just didn't end up seeing. Again, a lot of the things that dived into his psyche and, watching his parents die again for the bajillionth time. But anyway, we'll leave it there. That's our thoughts on Batman Forever. If you haven't already, consider subscribing. We're going to be talking about Batman and Robin in a couple weeks' time, and I'm sure that you guys won't want to miss that. That'll be one hell of a fun evening. Yes, so if you haven't already, consider subscribing, liking the video. Thank you for hanging around with us as we talk about Batman. We will talk about some better movies very soon. We're getting there. We've got to finish Batman.
Next week's supposed to be a good movie. I haven't seen it yet.
Next week is one of my favorites. So look forward to that. Hang around, subscribe. That's the third time I've said it. Time to go. Have a good day, everyone. We'll see you later. Bye, guys.
Yeah.